Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Wednesday, December 24th, Christmas Eve. So, it's not going to be a long video today, but I thought I'd pick up with Mark the topic of what machines and what manufacturers are you willing to work on, should work on, or do the cross and walk away. So, stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. If you didn't already know it, yes, this is a weekday, Monday through Friday. Today is Wednesday, the 24th, Christmas Eve of 2025. We're getting near the end of the year. So today's topic is going to be not a long one, but it's a good one because I figured, well, I'll talk about things that I wished if I could go back and do it again, would I do it? And the answer is no. So, what are the brands to work on? First off, it depends on what we're talking about. Are we talking about warranty work or are we talking about just in general? Because there is a difference. With warranty, like you're not going to be able to do John Deere unless you're a big John Deere dealership. Same thing with Ford New Holland. You know, all the bigger brands, unless you're actually a stocking dealer for them, they will not allow you to do warranty work for them. They take care of their own dealers. They have territories, and that's the way they're set up. Now, that still leaves, you've got Briggs, Kohler, Honda, but Honda is kind of like with the big guys. That they like you to be a stocking dealer as well. They all want you to be stocking if they can. If they can get you the floor plan, all the merrier. But if you've got a floor planning dealer that's 4 miles away this direction and 4 miles away that direction, good chances are they're not going to allow you to set up shop and compete with those two, because there's only just so many people that are going to buy something that year, and they know that if they oversaturate an area, they may sell more machines per se, but they'll lose their dealers because dealers can't stay afloat if they haven't got income coming in to cover the floor planning and employees in the building and everything else, right? But that still leaves a lot of options for you guys that are just looking to work on stuff. Now, once John Deere, Ford New Holland, all those come out of warranty, all bets are off. Work on them all. Work on them all. I mean, that's... And the thing is what I have found, and I signed up early on to be a warranty shop for just about everybody that would take me. I signed up for them. And why did I do that? So that I would cover all the bases. And I'll be honest with you, in the beginning, the reason I did it was we were working exclusively with Tractor Supply, more or less, okay? And what I had done was we were getting hits and misses with a few customers here and there. But I took a spiel and I went to Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, Tractor Supply, and told them, look, I'm not floor planning. I'm not a dealer for any said brand. If you use us as a warranty shop, I will take care of you as customer number one. Because up until then, what was happening is if they had a customer have a problem with, let's say, a Cub Cadet that was sold through Tractor Supply, it would have to go to a Cub Cadet warranty shop. Everything's good, right? Here's where the bad part, and I understand it, but this is the way things work, is you send it to a Cub Cadet warranty shop that's floor planning Cub Cadet as well. Who is that dealer going to take care of first? Their own customers that need work on their machines, or Tractor Supply's customers? And the answer is always their customer, because that's their base. That is who's buying from them. So what was ending up happening was they were sending stuff to the different shops that were warranty shops for brands that they were carrying, but they were months and still nothing had been done and the machines were still sitting there, not even with a wrench on it. So when I came to them and I said, look, here's the spiel. I do not sell to anybody. You are my customer. If you sign on with me and you give us your warranty work, we will knock it out in and out quickly. But there's always a but. I will sign up to be a warranty shop for every brand that you carry so that you are covered. But if it's not warranty, I'm not pushing it through the warranty part of it. You will have to pay for it. And to be honest with you, we got really good results from that. And you guys that are out there with shops and stuff, if you have Tractor Supplies close by, Walmart, do the same thing. If you're not floor planning and you're just working on stuff, but you're a legit business, because these businesses, let me tell you right now, you need to have a liability policy. We have a $5 million one to cover the manufacturers forced us to have, to be honest with you. And you need a sales tax number. You need a legit business location. You can't just be a fly-by-night and go in and think you're going to get their business. Some of the local shops, Tractor Supply shops, tried going directly to other shops to have warranty done when it wasn't warranty, and they were having to pay cash out of the till because these other shops were unwilling to set up a corporate account. And that kind of pissed me off in a way, because the way I look at it is if you're going to be serious in business, you need to be serious in business, okay? Not half-assed. And that meant I set up a corporate account with Walmart, with Tractor Supply, Lowe's, of where when we bring it into our shop and we work on it, I create an invoice of what the costs are if it's going to be non-warranty. And that goes directly to corporate. Corporate then gets hold of the manager of that store and says, this is the bill we got. What do you think? Yeah. And if they both check off, then you get paid. If not, then you're going to fight them a little bit. So far, knock on wood, we've only had just one experience of where they kind of pulled back a little. And that was Tractor Supply. But 99.9% of the time, they've been great. So if you're looking for work from one location, that's an avenue that if you haven't already, try it. The other thing you have to understand too is that with Tractor Supply and those, they work on either net and 30 or net and 60. That means you're not going to get paid the minute work is done. You're going to take it back, drop it off, and then wait for the check to show up. And depending on how fast it gets through the system is how fast you'll get paid. How fast the manager of that store signs off, the faster you get paid. That's how it works. So that's how we got into the warranty side of it. Was every time they would take something else on, whether it's Campbell Housefield, Champion, Cub Cadet, Bad Boy, the list goes on. We would get signed up. And I was already signed up with all the major brands anyways, because in order to sell their parts, I had to be a dealer. And the more you buy and sell in a year, the more they like you. So with doing the small engine repair parts online, selling online, they got to like us quite a bit. And they kind of bent a few rules. And that was, you're not supposed to be selling outside your territory. They threw that out the window once they realized what we were doing and how much we were making and how much we were selling for them product-wise. Those are all things you can look at. But when it comes down to it, 99.9% of the time is non-warranty. And I'm going to tell you, I'm the honest guy. I will, if it's a warranty issue and it's a flaw from the factory, flaw from the manufacturer, I'll fight for my customer tooth and nail. But if my customer self-inflicts and causes damage to that unit that had nothing to do with the manufacturer, then I'm going to stand behind the manufacturer and say this is not warranty work. They're like, oh, come on, just slide this one through. No, if you want it slid through, go visit one of the other shops that are fine with it. I'm not, and if you look at any of the warranty things, and that's one of the things with extended warranties and all that, the reason I don't buy it is because it pretty much only covers flaws from the factory. And if you buy an extended warranty, most of the time it's running at the same time that your manufacturer warranty is running. And they will not cover anything that the manufacturer won't cover. So you're just throwing good money after bad. You might better just go with the basics and take care of your machine. The ones that I wished I wouldn't have gotten into that I did and now we don't touch is when Tractor Supply decided to start offering the Massimo mini bikes, go-karts, side-by-sides, four-wheelers. We signed on for all of them. And that was the worst thing ever. We never had so many problems with these units of how cheaply made they were. And, I guess if you're just getting into it and you're learning on the Massimo Colemans and that, you may become a really good mechanic with them and do well with them. But a conventional mechanic will not do well with them because they are not conventional. These engines will run on 60 to 80 psi when you crank them over for compression and stuff. And the way the system is set up, it's not set up on way that you would look at it mechanically on anything else. You have to come at it differently. And then you got to buy the right machinery to plug in the computer so you can see what it's doing. And even the codes and everything were screwing everything all up, and it was hard to find them. But what we found is even the dealers that were stocking these, like we had one Yamaha come out with the Massimo, I think it was. One of them that was a Chinese thing. They were selling them like hotcakes because they were half of what Yamaha was going for. But they would not do warranty work and they would not work on them. That tells you a lot about them right there. So if I were to redo it again, I would not sign on for Massimo, Coleman, any of those brands. Because we actually fought to get money, never got paid when it was warranty work. It was just a bad company to deal with. And I don't know if they've changed to this day or not, but just go tread lightly in that area before you sign on full tilt. I know that they badger us all the time to get back into it because the closest Massimo warranty shop from me right now is up in the middle of Vermont, and that's hours away. So at one point, there were like 20 or 25 of us in New York, and I don't think there's only one left in New York. Everybody else said, nada. We will do a service, whether it's changing the oil or that. But if it's engine issues, no, we're not touching it. Clutch, not so bad. But the engine is a nightmare. So the answer to the question is, which ones are you willing to work on? Which ones aren't you? If you understand that once John Deere, Ford, New Holland, all them come off warranty, that they're great, learn how to do them, we do them all. We will work on them all. The engines, even with the John Deere, because I can get parts for those, for the whatever they're carrying in the machine for the engine, whether it's Kawasaki or Intech, what have you. And the big deal is most of the people that have brand new John Deeres know exactly how much John Deere charges to do a service, which is around $400 to $600. Yeah. So when they get a price tag from you of $250 to $300, it's a relief. So there's money to be made on the newer models that are out of warranty. And most of them are out of warranty within a year. Unless they bought extended warranties. And a lot of times, most of them don't. So on that note, you guys have a great Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday. I gotta go see my wife today for her. I'm gonna do Christmas with her today on Christmas Eve. And then tomorrow it should be hopefully a nice quiet day. The dogs and I scored. I found a prime rib bone in for $8.99 a pound. It's save a lot, guys. So that's what we're going to be having as a treat. The dogs love their bones, and I'm having prime rib. And I also want to say to you, Amos, is I did find some practice cast steel to work with, so we're going to try working on the piece that's to practice to get the heat where we need to get it, and then I'll let you know how it turns out. Again, thank you so much. On that note, you guys have a great, great Wednesday, and I'll probably have a Christmas spiel tomorrow. All right. Enjoy your day.